Good morning, good morning. It's Jim with Home Spark Knife Sharpening. We are going to sharpen some scissors, as you probably saw in the trying to get things set up so I can do things certain ways, and it doesn't appear to be doing what I had hoped it would, but let's see what we can do here. I'm trying to make it so that I can see your comments a little easier without having to be a contortionist and look around. Oh, looks like maybe this worked. Trying to see how much of a delay I have in my camera. Wow, that's a little bit of a delay. About 6 or 7 seconds, it looks like. Okay. So anyway, looks like we're pretty good. So we are going to get started with some scissor sharpening, and we'll see what happens here. Hopefully I won't blow my phone out of the water. If you guys haven't seen it, I did a video that I posted yesterday about how to use these angle guides or wedges on your angle guide to get the right angle for doing these scissors. So I have got about, how many do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 9 pairs of scissors to do. Some are large, some are normal size. And the normal marker I used, I blew out by leaving the cap off it last night. So I'm trying to use a thin Sharpie to mark my edges. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to see how we're looking in terms of the edge on this. And it's actually right there. If I can show you guys, if I can get it up here. Yeah, why doesn't it show on camera? I can see it really nice. There you go, you can kind of see it right here. I'm actually all the way across, so it's looking good. So we're going to go ahead and get started with this one. I'm using the buck tool, low speed sander, and I'm using a Trizac A30 belt, which the A30 belt, I'm not going to take a whole lot off at once. That looks really nice. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Go all the way across. It's almost perfect. The edges are not always the same, so I do want to check this. And yeah, we're looking pretty good. That looks good. So we're gonna separate these out, push them together, get rid of any bird that's on there. And if you give me a second, I will run and grab a pair of my old jeans that we're going to use to do some testing with. These things have just about had it. Look at this. Right through the seams and everything. Oop. Now that I dropped it. Okay. So he told me a lot of what he cuts with these are jeans. So we just want to make sure that we're cutting decent all the way to the tip. Those are nice and sharp. So those are done. So let me see. Trying to see if my live chat comes up on my other phone here. I see it coming up on the phone I'm recording with. Okay, so these are kind of gunked up on the inside. So we're going to go over here real quick. And just going to buff these out a little bit. Get some of that rusting stuff out of there. So make sure they're smooth. I know I'm not going to get all the marks out, because it's kind of like the metal is stained, but see, it's smooth. There's no here. You can actually feel all that. So as long as I get it all off where we're not feeling it, then I'm good with that. And I think, I looked at them all, I think this is the only pair that's really kind of gunked up. That looks pretty good. So let's go ahead and we'll come back here to doing some sharpening. I'm guessing just by looking at it that this angle is going to be quite a bit different. So may have to grab another one of these. But yeah, my guess is this angle's quite a bit different. Oh, maybe not. No, it's actually good. It just looked different. See if I can get the camera out of the way just a little bit more. So I'm bumping into it on you guys and moving it all over. I think once more on this one and we should be good. And of course I'm getting a phone call. Home Spark Knife Sharpening. How many do you have? Okay. I'm in the middle of doing some sharpening now. If you'd like to get them like later this afternoon, I should be able to get them done. Well, yeah. I mean, we say 5, but I'm here as long as I need to be. Two might be pushing a little bit. How long will it take you to get here? Okay. I'll know better by the time you get here. I just started sharpening a whole batch of scissors. So, okay, very good. Still there? Okay. So, interesting call. He's going to bring by a bunch of knives. I always double check. Both edges. Sometimes the angles on the edges of these scissors are not the same from side to side. So you want to make sure that you check both sides. Don't just assume that they're necessarily going to be the same. Maybe once more. Okay. See how these do? Sweet. Right through. And those are nice and sharp. So those are good. I'm doing the 3 biggest pair first. This pair has a little bit of gunk in there. I'll just reach over here and get it on the buffer real quick. Okay. Get most of the junk out. This is actually stained kind of into the metal. And I don't want to be taking metal off. Well, this other side doesn't look as clean as I thought it did. Let's try that a little more. Yeah. When I get down to where it's black instead of rust, I kind of feel like that's pretty decent. So when it's black, then what you're really seeing is seeing more of a mark in the metal. Boy, I wish my other marker was working. This marker is really giving me a time trying to mark these edges. And I like to mark the whole edge so that when I go across, the blade sharpening it, I can see it all the way from edge to edge to make sure that I'm getting it. Oh, this is going to drive me nuts. Usually these Sharpies work pretty well. There we go. Looks like this one's working pretty good. Okay, so let's test the angle on these. Seems like most of his scissors that he brought me are pretty much all the same angle, which is nice because it's, yeah, we're there, because it prevents me from having to readjust the angle on every set. It's not hot, but it's getting a little warm. I'm just going to hit it with some water, cool it down just a tad. Almost there. These look like they may have been sharpened before. So I'm seeing kind of multiple bevels on here, but we're almost there. And again, I'm only using a Trizac 600, well, it's an A30 with 600 grit, so there's not a whole lot of, it's not taking off a ton of metal on any given pass. And later, as I get used to it, I may on some of the rougher ones start with a 120. Just until I'm actually used to it. I don't want to take off too much. You can always take off more. You can't add it back on. Okay. Check the other side on this. Yep, look good. Okay, let's check out this pair. Sorry, I'm getting you out of there. I'm pushing these apart and holding them together. Get rid of the burr. Test them, see how they cut. Oh, nice. All the way to the tip. I like it. Left pair set. And then I don't know if you guys, if I'll have the chance to show you or not. But when I'm done, I just wipe them all down with isopropyl alcohol just to clean them all up. And I am definitely going to the store to get some new markers. These Sharpies are just not doing it for well. It's because of the thin. The regular felt markers are much easier. You just zip it once across and you're done. Okay, check the angle on this. Yep, see, it's like every one of these is good. Good, let's see what happens here. Well, not cut real well at the tip. Let's give it one or two more shots across here. See if that makes a difference. If this doesn't do it, then I'll see if I can adjust. I need to adjust the tension. On the blade. not liking it. There we go. Just put a little more tension on the blade. We're all the way through. Those are good. These look to be a different angle too, but some of that could just be the geometry. If the scissors themselves are thinner, you know, this way, across here, if the blade is thinner, then the angle or the bevel is going to look to be less, and that might be what's throwing me off on some of these, because then when I test them they come out fine. Yeah, see, it's coming out perfect. I find too that the smaller scissors, probably because it's thinner, they tend to sharpen much quicker. So that edge is almost completely done already. Perfect. So again, separate them. And see how they're cutting? Nice. Perfect. Okay. More than halfway through. Trying to remember try to hold everything out here, way out in front of me where you guys can see what I'm doing. I tend to want to put it right up by my face when I'm marking them and stuff. And cutting. Trying to get better at. Okay. Trying to get better at making sure that you guys are seeing nope, these I'm going to have to adjust. These I'm definitely high on. So those I'm going to set aside because I don't want to adjust my angle until I have to. I don't want to adjust the angle out and then have to put it all back to where I had it. So the ones that don't match, Okay. Yep. These are matching. Once more, will probably take care of it. And I think after I'm done with this batch of scissors, I'm probably going to have to change my belt. I kind of knew that we were getting close, and I think this batch of scissors is going to kind of finish off this belt. Almost. Let water go. Maybe once more. Okay. See how that works. Now throw those the tips. And I know I got all the way down to the tip. So I'm going to see if I can maybe tighten this just a smidgen. See if that makes a difference. Nope, not cutting at the tip. One thing I do even if it's not cutting in just one section like the tip, because I'm still going to run it all the way across the blade. To try to just do the tip. It's going to cause unevenness in the blade. There you go. All the way through. Okay. 2 more to go. I'm waiting on this customer to get here, so depending on how fast he gets here, I may have to cut you guys off. Before I finish them all. Like I said, the only other thing that I do after this is clean them up with some isopropyl alcohol. I'm going to have to see if somehow too I'll work on it, see if I can get a little wider view on the camera so you guys can see a little more of what's going on. So you can see how thick this bevel is compared to like the last pair I did. And I think that really does have to do with just the actual thickness of the blade is what's different. Because even with that different thickness, seems like for the most part, nope. Those I gotta redo. I gotta try to adjust the angle for that pair too. I'm not hitting all the way along that edge. Nope, that pair neither. Okay, so I am going to go back to this pair where I actually need to go, oops, hell, it's that buffer running. Where I need to go, I'm hitting just the top edge, hitting just the top edge. So I need to angle more this way. If that makes sense. So I need less of an angle on this. And this is an 11. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try the 12 because it's pretty close. I believe it's episode 79 that I just posted, that I go through this and talk about these edge guides and where to get them. Nope. Nope. Gotta go less than that. It's actually not even close. So I'm just going to jump straight down to the 10. I'm going to see what happens if I try this one just straight on the angle guide. There you go. So I didn't need any wedge with this one at all. Okay. Perfect. Here's that there is done. That's going to be too low. That one's going to be too low. Yep, that looks good. I'm still running low on that one. We go back up to the 11. See if that works on this one. So close. That's weird because I thought I started with the 12 and looked like it was off. But we'll try that again. Maybe it was the way I was holding it. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. Not so sure about these. Yep, that's what I thought. Not liking the way the tips are. Okay, let's try that. Home Sport Knife Sharpening. Yeah, I've got a white Ford F-150 in the drive. Yep. It is. You bet, thanks. Okay, guys, my customer's here. Let me see how these cut now. Nope, still got a little work to do. I'm going to try to tighten these up. We'll see if that works. In any case, I got a customer here, so I'm going to have to run. So appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you like the video. Subscribe if you want to see more. And we will talk to you in the next one.